What's good, everybody? And I'm Chris Thomas, and with me, as always, Broke Rider Dave, and welcome to Body Bag Podcast.
How we doing, everybody?
We cannot seem to agree on anything, me and Dave. Well, we eventually get there, but right off the bat, me and Dave usually are kind of different when it comes to our movie preferences.
Yeah, we definitely...
The last two times we've done these top 10s and trying to come up with a definitive top 10, it's been person-based. I think this is the first time we were trying something a little bit more category-based.
Yes.
We've done actors, we've done actresses. I want to do top 10 science experiments gone wrong or evil doctor type situation. So movies involving evil doctors or evil mad scientists or science experiments gone wrong.
Yeah.
I left it a little bit open because when I was thinking of mad scientists, I was thinking of doctors too. And then I was like, all right, they're kind of in the same field.
Like, my first couple, like 10 and 8 are kind of like iffy. I'm not even sure if they'll fit, but yeah.
All right, well, as always, we just go right into this. I do my 10, you do your 10. Should we go up to 3 and then just name our top 3, what they were, and then try to do it? Because I think last time we did the top 5.
Yeah, we should start at 3.
Or you mean we start at 3 to just name off the last 3?
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out. Okay. So since this was my pick, I'll go ahead and get us kicked off with my number 10. So this is number 10 science experiment / evil doctor, mad scientist type thing.
All right.
All right, so number 10. Oh, and 1 or 2 of these I will defer to your judgment on.
All right.
All right. Sometimes we need each other to keep each other in check to make sure that these count.
Yeah.
So number 10, I just went with Dr. Hyder and the Human Centipede. Starting off with number 10 with a evil doctor, Dr. Hyder.
Okay, I have that a little bit higher up on my list.
You have that a little higher. All right, so we did the same thing when it came to Vincent Price, I think, last time.
Yeah.
So when if we have any repeat ones like this, how about we put a star next to them?
All right.
And then we'll deal with that when we get closer to the end.
Yeah. Like this one, like my number 10, I'm going to leave up for your judgment whether it counts, but...
Okay. I'm usually pretty lenient when it comes to that.
The game, Would You Rather from Would You Rather the movie.
See,
kind of like an experiment of how far you're willing to go for money.
See, I was debating that one because at one point I was going to put... Because there's a line between being an eccentric millionaire, and I was trying to... Because there was a couple on my list that I was like, now, is he a mad scientist or doctor, or is he just eccentric with his money?
Yeah, but you could also put, like, it's a social experiment.
I guess so. We still need to put a star next to it to see, because since we're going to have a repeat of
Human Centipede,
we'll see where it should go on the list. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just put a pin in that, and then...
come back to it.
We'll put a pin in that, because we usually try to defend our answers, but since we're coming back to it anyway...
Yeah,
we'll defend it when it comes time. Want to go with number 9 then?
So once again, I'm unsure if this counts or not, but the exploration of Event Horizon.
I'm going to wait. You said this is number. Are we still at number 10?
Number 9.
Number 9 right now. All right. So you say Event Horizon. This is going to be tough for me because Event Horizon was going to be on my list, but I've only seen it all the way through the one time, so I don't know the intricacies. I wasn't sure if it was like a portal to another dimension type thing that they opened up, right?
Yeah, they did open up a portal.
So I would accept that. I would accept Event Horizon because I wasn't enough of an authority on the subject to have it on my list, but it was going to be on there.
Okay.
All right. For me, my number 9 was Hollow Man.
Oh, okay.
Now, originally, I was going to have The Invisible Man.
Okay, yeah.
But I think I've only seen the sequel to that. I don't think I've seen the very, very first one.
Hollow Man, is that a movie with Kevin Bacon?
That is Kevin Bacon.
Okay, no, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid.
I discovered that movie during puberty and would rewatch that scene of him messing with that girl's, like, titty breast when she was asleep.
Yeah.
When hey, dude, man, being 12, 13 years old,
yeah,
and having that movie, and whenever my folks would leave,
it was on.
And that movie's on, and I'm rewinding it. I was like, oh, All right, so
Yeah.
Hollow Man versus Event Horizon. Okay,
I mean, Event Horizon, you gotta think, how bad do you have to screw up that you open up a portal to a hell dimension?
Now, are we both saying these are both? First off, these are both in the realm of the category.
Yeah.
Both bad science experiments gone wrong.
Yeah.
And you said to open up a portal to another dimension. How messed up do you?
So like a hell dimension at that, yeah.
And Hollow Man, it's it's believable that that Kevin Bacon would be like, because you see him slowly delving into how he turned psychotic.
Yeah.
And it's like, because we all go into it thinking, I would never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you also got to figure, he's been poked and prodded. He's been getting all sorts of stuff injected into him and stuff like that, that you can believe that a person would go crazy.
Yeah, it changes his
and to the point,
chemistry. Yeah.
And to the point where he ends up sexually assaulting someone.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that is canon to the original story of Invisible Man. I don't know if that's true or not.
I have no idea.
But this is tough. Event Horizon versus Hollow Man. I like them both, and I think you might have to check the stats on this one. I think they might be about equal in score too.
Yeah, like
in the 40s, I think they are.
Yeah, I mean, Event Horizon, I think should be higher than that.
At least I think last time I saw it.
Such a good movie.
All right, well,
Event Horizon on Tomato Meter 32%.
I thought it was at least
audience score is a 61%.
Okay.
And we got Hollow Man with a Tomato Meter score of 26% and an audience score of 28%.
I'll give it to Event Horizon. More people like, and you could always say that it was just a ripoff of Invisible Man anyway. I've just seen Hollow Man more.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Invisible Man.
I've seen the sequel, I believe. I haven't seen the original first one.
Yeah.
On a side note, as I said before, I tend to watch these. I tend to watch movies as we do these recordings. I'm watching Fear Street right now. Sitting here watching who would have been a way more interesting leading lady, the side friend.
Yeah.
Just a little side thing. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
We have to re-review this movie.
We really do. It's where it all started. Yeah.
All right, so I'm giving it to Event Horizon.
All right. So Event Horizon is at number 9.
Safely at number 9.
All right.
Number 8. Kind of in your realm. It's a portal to another dimension. I put The Mist.
You know what I put for number 8?
Did you put The Mist?
I did.
Did you really put The Mist?
I did.
I thought for sure like that you were going to be kind of iffy on that one.
No, I mean,
it was a science experiment. It was a biochemical experiment gone wrong.
And the military did it, went wrong, and a lot of people paid the price for it.
All right, so that was easy.
Yeah, that might be a first where we had the same one.
No, we had
Kathy.
We had Kathy Bates.
Yeah,
and I think we had.
But for the same number,
Sigourney Weaver was at 3 for us for our female leading actresses.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so right there, number 8, safe and sound is
The Mist.
The Mist. All right, you can go ahead and tell me your number 7.
All right, the Flatliners experiment.
Okay, go ahead and explain your.
So basically, what it is it's med students stopping their heart long enough to experience the afterlife. And as it goes on, you see it kind of chips away at who they are as people and at their souls.
I don't think I've seen that one. Flatliners?
Yeah, the remake is
I've heard of it.
The remake wasn't good. Well, neither one was really that good of a movie, but it's an interesting experiment that goes wrong.
Okay, all right. I have something a little similar, a little bit further down the line, or along that same vein. Okay. But for mine, I put Planet Terror. The Grindhouse film. Okay. Because all of those zombies were a result of a biochemical leak that happened that was supposed to be used for the military. Something went wrong and caused all the zombies to happen.
Oh, I forgot about that.
But Planet Terror or zombies in general?
Like how the zombies came to be in Planet Terror.
I'll tell you right now, that's probably the only zombie one I got because I completely forgot about zombies until right now.
I have another zombie one a little bit further up.
That means no Resident Evil. That means
not on my list. Yeah.
Yeah. None of that. So all right. So yes, I have. Planet Terror number 7.
Yeah.
All right, so the thing is, I haven't seen Flatliners and I haven't seen Planet Terror for. I saw Planet Terror maybe last year, and the time before that was a couple of years ago.
I haven't seen either one of these movies in a couple years, but it's hard to make an argument against Planet Terror because the Flatliners, their experiment basically just affected them, while that experiment affected the entire populace.
But then again, if I'm being fair, yours is more aligned with the topic, which is science experiment gone wrong.
Yeah.
This one wasn't necessarily an experiment, more it was
a coincidence.
It was an accident in terms of like it wasn't an accident in like, oh, we were meddling with things we shouldn't have. It was more as an accident as I think it was a chemical spill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not really an experiment to say. That's
I would say that I'd say that it still counts.
Mishandling.
I would say it still counts, but I think yours follows the topic a little bit closer. So I think I'd have to give it to yours.
Flatliners. Yeah. Okay. And
if I'm going to be fair here.
Yeah. Number 6. I went with this one. I'm a little iffy on as well. The social experiment of Circle from the movie Circle.
You know what? I just started that last week.
Really?
Yeah. Initially, I was going to watch it when we had a viewer poll up at one point.
Yeah.
And then I was just randomly perusing through Netflix, and I saw that it was on. So I popped it on, and the premise so far within the first 20 minutes is really nice.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta pick and choose who you're gonna kill.
And you don't know how it's being chosen at the beginning. Yeah, it's
yeah, they eventually figure it out, and it comes out to like a vote.
Oh, so yeah, but don't say anything. I still got the other half to watch, so.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be interesting. All right, so yours is The Circle.
Yeah.
Mine is the movie with Adrian Brody and Forrest Whitaker called The Experiment.
I don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
It's based off of an actual experiment that happened in real life where they got a group of 12 people or something like that and had like it was like 18 or something like that and had 5 of them as guard. It's called the prison experiment.
So it's based on the Stanford prison experiment.
It's based on the Stanford prison experiment.
So I know about that experiment as a study.
And then they had to
read about it, yeah.
They had to cancel it and everything because everybody was getting too into their roles. They were abusing each other. And that's basically what it is. I'd say if you want to take a quick second, pop up the trailer real quick.
All right, that actually looks really good.
Yeah, so that's that one versus the
Circle.
Yeah, The Circle. Now, I've only seen the first 20 minutes of The Circle. I think it's pretty, and I enjoy the premise. But man, I like the experiment just because it just shows how deep down truly shitty people can be once they get a little bit of power.
Yeah. Give someone who's never been in control of anything in their life a little bit of power and they go nuts.
And anytime anybody goes like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would never. It's like, yeah, well, you don't know that.
You don't know until you're in that situation. Yeah.
I can sit there and say, yeah, if I was a part, I would never, if I was one of the guard things, I would never treat the person. I don't know that. I could to say that I would, but I don't know.
We would like to think that because we've never been in that situation before.
Yeah.
It's definitely closer to an experiment than The Circle because you're never really sure if it's like in The Circle, if it's an experiment or a game or population control.
In this one, it is called literally The Experiment.
The Experiment, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to have to give that one to you.
All right. I appreciate that. Although I need to finish The Circle. I might call you up and be like, yo, I just finished The Circle. We need to reevaluate this list.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to defend it too hard because I don't want to spoil it for you because it is a really good movie.
If I finish it, when I finish it, if I finish it before the next recording, I will make a special thing to say, hey, I want to replace my answer for the list with The Circle. Yeah. If I think it deserves it.
All right.
Okay, moving along. Although I do like these little interjection talks.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have number 5. We're at the halfway point.
At the halfway point. All right.
All right, go ahead. With or do I think I'll do this one first.
Okay.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Now, this one I have to defer to you. Would you call this a science experiment or evil doctor type thing, since they are?
I'd say it's closer to an evil doctor
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Which
it
I
follows.
kind of have too, which is Howard Hughes from Tusk.
And Howard Hughes was going to be on my list too at some point.
Yeah.
All right, so well, because they are both kind of like evil doctor type things,
And they're both taking someone's bodies for their own use.
taking somebody's body and making it so it's not their own, basically.
Yeah.
You have body horror versus a more psychological horror.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
prosthetics versus a better script.
Yeah.
Get Out is, Get Out, might not have the practical effects, but it does have a tighter script.
It has a better script, but I mean, in Tusk, you're getting mutilated into a walrus, so that's like a nightmare you never knew you had until you saw that movie.
This might be the only podcast where we're making a list and Tusk wins over Get Out.
Yeah, definitely lean towards Tusk.
Just because, I mean, that is more of a blatant. Like, if you were to put the two up and say which one is an evil doctor one or an evil experiment one, I would say obviously Tusk.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to just say right off the cuff. All right, I'm fine with that. It was going to be on my list at some point, but I think I got beat out by Human Centipede. Okay, number 4
is where I had Human Centipede.
That's where you have Human Centipede?
Yeah.
Number 4 for me, I had to put Hannibal Lecter from the series Hannibal. Hannibal played by Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay, I don't think I've ever watched the series.
Well, the series is basically. Have you seen Red Dragon, the movie?
Probably not since I was in high school.
Ooh, man, dude, I don't know. I've been on a Hannibal Lecter binge lately.
I can tell, yeah.
I went and watched Hannibal Lecter, and then I watched Red Dragon, and now I'm in the middle of watching Hannibal.
The series?
The sequel. No, the Hannibal, the sequel. I've already seen the first season of Hannibal, and I need to pick it up from the second one. Essentially, Hannibal, the series, if you've seen Red Dragon, it takes a lot of those characters and a lot of the characters from Silence of the Lambs and makes it into a series. Hannibal's played by Mads Mikkelsen. They changed it up a little bit. Like, one person who was a woman is a man now, or a man is a woman. Another person was white, now they're black. Little changes like that, but essentially it's the same characters.
Okay.
But it's Hannibal. It's Hannibal Lecter being Hannibal Lecter. Before he got captured. You have Hannibal Lecter versus Human Centipede.
Yes. But you got a guy eating people against a guy turning people into a centipede and eating feces and just grossness.
We're kind of skirting the same lines here, because you're more of a evil or a mad experiment, and mine's definitely an evil doctor. Well, they're both evil doctors.
Yeah.
Yours is an experiment.
Yeah,
His is he's just a plain old evil doctor.
Yeah.
This is tough though. I mean, because Human Centipede was going to be on my list.
Yeah.
But do I want to have Hannibal for a second time in a row on the list?
Yeah.
But I also have to be honest because he's in there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We'll give it to Hannibal, and then we could discuss Human Centipede later at 10.
Oh, wait. Oh, I was going to say, I forgot we had 2 that we were going to re-review. Why don't we put a star next to that one then? And then re-review the 2 Human Centipede slots.
Okay.
Another side thing, I really dig her best friend in this thing. Fear Street, sorry.
You're talking about Kate, the one who gets her head sliced?
Uh-huh. And yeah, she plays a high schooler, but she was 25 when she filmed it, so.
Yeah. She really hasn't done anything else since either, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, she's very charismatic. I would have liked to have seen her in some things.
Yeah, I'd like to see her do more.
I think she should be at least as popular as Jenna Ortega is right now.
Yeah. She should be like class like Jenna Ortega, Anya Taylor-Joy, Mia Goth. Yeah.
All right. So what? All right. So
we're at our top 3. Yeah.
All right. So top 3. Do you want to do? This is my 3. This is your 3, or do you want to just kind of keep going down the line?
We'll do that. So my 3 are: I have the Cube experiment from Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I Am Legend vaccine, and then Jurassic Park at 1.
Okay. My number 3 is The Fly.
Okay.
Number 2 is Frankenstein.
All right.
And number 1 is Reanimator.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be tough. This is a good group of 6 evil scientist type movies.
Yeah.
Well, not evil scientists, but science gone wrong. That's what'll be the name of this one. It'll be top 10 science gone wrong.
Yeah. See, The Fly I left off my list because I knew for a fact you'd have it somewhere on yours.
It has to be. I mean, it's he's a scientist, and it goes extremely wrong in like the worst possible way. Just slowly, basically getting rotted from the inside out until you and just losing all your limbs. I mean, it made it into my top body horror thing. It has to be in my top. So, and it's going up against what?
The Cube experiment from Cube, which is
that
social experiment and stresses people on like their fight or flight.
How about I do the same thing and I look up Cube because it sounds familiar. I just want to make sure it's the same thing. We got cubes and circles and stuff like that. Let me make sure I got the right one here. All right, Cube official trailer. This kind of makes me think of Saw 2 as well as Escape Room.
Yeah.
Like you're stuck with a whole bunch of people you don't know trying to get out.
Yeah. But this one is actually an experiment ran by a government facility.
All right. So we have The Fly versus that. We have, what was your number 2?
I have the I Am Legend vaccine.
I Am Legend vaccine versus Frankenstein. And then number 1 being...
I got Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park versus Reanimator.
Yeah.
Oof. This is making me uncomfortable. Number 3, Fly versus Cube. I got to defend my answer. That's like for me one of the definitions of like science gone wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I like just the tragic of it. I mean,
yeah. As much as I'd like to defend the Cube here, in the end, the experiment in the Cube only goes wrong for the people actually in the Cube, not the people studying them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to concede number 3 to you in The Fly.
And number 2, I might be willing to concede if you do the alternate ending cut.
Which one was the alternate ending cut again?
Alternate ending cut was when he finds out that the monsters were trying to get to the female monster that was inside. And it basically was insinuating that they had the capacity for higher learning and higher thought. They weren't just mindless killing machines, that they have some form of like empathy.
Okay, yeah.
And that the human race is now extinct, or not extinct, but the human race is now endangered, and these new creatures are now the more dominant life form. So
yeah.
It's like Will Smith was their boogeyman to this, like, it's like this new breed of life that's trying to live, and it's Will Smith that's terrorizing them.
I'm good with that, because I mean that is something science going completely wrong. You completely destroyed the human race, created a completely different race of creatures. Yeah.
Do you remember what it was that they were experimenting on?
I thought it was a sickness like vaccine that they've given.
It's always a vaccine. It's always we have the cure for something, and then they end up.
I don't remember quite what the vaccine was for, but yeah.
Now I said this is going up against Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which we already know that you think that Frankenstein is overrated already.
I mean, it's good. It's just not like
versus I Am Legend zombies. I'm just trying to think because.
I just think I Am Legend's a bigger catastrophe than Frankenstein.
It is a bigger catastrophe, and I can't... Now, the whole problem with these things is that when it gets down to it, you're like, yes, this is a good movie, and this is a classic and stuff like that, but at the same time, I need to kind of be objective and like take into account which have I watched more of, what have I seen more of. So, I mean, I've definitely seen I Am Legend more than, Frankenstein.
Yeah. I mean, I've probably watched Frankenstein more recently because when I made that list, I watched it. That was like about a year ago. So, but
now I'm trying to think because if I defended The Fly as being the essential mad scientist kind of thing, I would think that I would have to give the same kind of arguments for Frankenstein.
But in I Am Legend, you almost completely eviscerate everyone in a science experiment gone wrong, basically.
I'll also say that it can be I Am Legend just because I had a dog and they're dying, and that kind of chokes me up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm willing to give it to I Am Legend. It's because I Am Legend isn't even something I thought of.
All right.
And now
the heavyweight fight.
Before we do number 1, let's get the number 10 and the other one knocked out real quick. The Human Centipede 1 knocked out.
Okay.
So it's between 10 and what was the other number?
4. So at 10 you got Human Centipede against Would You Rather, and 4 you got Hannibal against Human Centipede.
I think Hannibal should go up there, and Would You Rather can go at number 10.
Okay.
As a social experiment.
Yeah, I agree. It's an honorable mention. It's just a gross experiment.
It's just a gross experiment. I think that it just needed to be mentioned.
Yeah.
So I don't mind putting...
Also, I don't know if the experiment went wrong for the doctor. Maybe that's what he wanted, so...
Yeah, so you can get the Would You Rather at number 10, and I'll put the
Hannibal at 4.
Hannibal at 4. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
And for number 1, Reanimator versus...
Jurassic Park.
Honestly, Jurassic Park was such a good answer. We don't even really need to fight. I can give it to you.
All right.
I thought I had it with Reanimator. I think Reanimator should have probably been more like number 3 or 4.
Yeah. Because I looked at Reanimator for my list. I just couldn't find a spot for it. So yeah.
I think maybe he would have probably been 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because Jurassic Park, it was science gone wrong. I think that is probably, aside from Frankenstein, that is probably the quintessential science gone wrong. Humans meddling in affairs that they shouldn't be meddling with.
Yeah. See, when we come up with doing these lists since we started, as soon as we pick the topic, the very first thing I think of is what goes number 1.
I just come up with a handful of the first 10 that I think of.
Yeah.
And then I assign them each a value.
True, but as soon as we say it, I'll get one that pops up and I'm like, yep, that is the answer. And that's what happened here with Jurassic Park. I'm like,
I was trying to think of what my the quintessential one to me when on my mind, I was thinking Frankenstein. Yeah. Just in terms of science experiments, but I was like, I couldn't think of initially Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Kenneth Branagh was going to be on my list instead of the original Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you feel about that one or if you've seen it.
No. I still haven't finished the book that Mary Shelley wrote, Frankenstein, about halfway through.
So what is our definitive list?
All right, so our definitive list at 10 is Would You Rather. 9 is Event Horizon. Number 8 is The Mist. Number 7 is Flatliners. Number 6 is The Experiment. Number 5 is Tusk. Number 4 is Hannibal. Number 3 is The Fly. Number 2 is I Am Legend. And our winner, number 1, is Jurassic Park.
This one, I kind of feel bad that we started off with the ladies because as they go on and on, I've been giving more and more deep thought into them.
Yeah, it's one of those things. These are fun to do.
Yeah, I like them. So now, is this our last top 10 of this season?
I think we could probably fit another one in the season if you want to do another one.
That way we can make it an even 4?
Yeah.
2 each?
Yep.
All right, so do you have one in mind that you want to try to get us going on?
Okay, let me think. Let's do our top 10 movies that are based on books.
You're going to be a lot better at that than I am because you're definitely more of a reader than I am.
Yeah.
Are we going to do one author per...
Yes, that was going to be the next stipulation. Otherwise, this entire list would be...
Stephen King books or Stephen King movies.
Exactly. It makes it a little bit tougher on us.
Now I got to just figure out which one of his books.
Exactly. Which one of the movies based on his books.
All right, but pretty much damn near any movie is based off a book nowadays, so...
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of meat on the bone for this one.
All right, it's pretty broad.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
as long as it's a horror movie based on a book, we're good.
And I am looking forward to doing our other side recordings for next season. We got this, and then next season, we're trying something a little different each time. Maybe we'll circle back around to, what we were doing in season 1 and 2. See if we can improve on some of the stuff we were doing back then.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind going back and trying to do the rewrites.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Put a couple of those in the next season.
But I hope that you guys have been enjoying these top 10s. We enjoy doing them. Any excuse to kind of just sit around and talk movies for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we appreciate, again, all the guests this season and everybody following us. We're doing pretty okay view-wise.
We're getting up there.
We're getting up there. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so much appreciated. But enough of all this sappy nonsense. That is about the end of this episode. As always, I've been Chris Thomas, and with me, as always, Broke Rider Dave. Until next time.
Have a good week, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Body Bag Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave us a comment as to what you'd like to hear us review, or any horror movie topics you'd like to hear us rant and rave about.
And while you're at it, you can find us on Twitter at BodyBagPod and on Instagram at BodyBagPodcast.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.